News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. Dave Wolf, Bret Witkowski. We're at Steve Upton Field at Dickinson Stadium. Today's game between Portage Central and St. Joe. Two longtime rivals from the old Big Eight meeting once again. Homecoming for St. Joe. St. Joe, a much-needed win last week against a quality opponent with Battle Creek Lakeview. More importantly, no turnovers. They did what they had to do on defense. They shut Lakeview down in the second half, scored 27 unanswered points. Good day for St. Joe last week.
Well, at least the last 2 minutes of the first half and the second half. That first quarter and 10 minutes, it was like, whoa, what's going on? It looked like Niles repeat. I'm not sure Dr. Phil came in at halftime or something and talked to him because it was like a different team.
You got to bottle that stuff up again.
Yeah, right. And they had it's going to make St. Joe's homecoming look short tonight, the one they had at Lakeview Lakeview last Friday. That was extremely long, and I think it really hurt Lakeview more than St. Joe. I think St. Joe kind of got more fired up. But, they came out in that second half. They had thrown one pass, got two tight ends, and just played old school smash mouth football. And then the defense started tackling. Had a ton of missed tackles in that first half.
Portage Central coming in, they're 3-1 like St. Joe, but 3-1 for Portage Central is big for them. They've played some quality teams so far this season. Last two times Portage Central and St. Joe have met up in Portage. Close games. One went to overtime. The other one was won by St. Joe because they hit their extra point and made two field goals for Max Taylor.
Yeah, and it shows you how big special teams are. St. Joe has missed a few extra points this year. You thought it might cost them last week because Lakeview was making that drive until a big sack late in the ballgame. That could have came down to an extra point. But, yeah, if you remember 2 years ago, game lost in overtime. St. Joe had a big lead.
Yeah, big lead after the first quarter, and Portage Central came back.
And then last year was just a gutsy. That was just a great high school football.
That was old Big Eight football between Portage Central and St. Joe. Ground and pound, basically. It's the running backs of St. Joe against the running backs and the offense of Portage Central. That's what old Big Eight football was.
Well, there was a period of time for 24 years in a row. Either St. Joe won the Big 6, 7, 8, or Portage Central did. So, it's kind of like the old Big 10 with the Big 2, which is still really Big 2, but now with 16 other teams. So this will be a hard-hitting game. Coach Riley had said on Coach's Show last Saturday, this is the best Portage Central team that he has faced.
This is the first of three. I think this is the heart of the death row of St. Joe's schedule. Portage Central tonight, Portage Northern next week.
Which is probably better.
Yeah, and then Lakeshore in 2 weeks from tonight.
Which is much improved.
Yeah.
I think, though, if you're a St. Joe coach and player, I think you almost rather have all pro because there's nothing to look by.
Yeah.
You cannot look by this game and worry about Northern. You cannot look past Northern and worry about Lakeshore as much as you'd like to. You better not, otherwise there'll be a bad feeling on that Friday. So, and actually, I think Lakeshore starts with St. Joe, finishes with
Portage Northern, Portage
and
Central.
then Portage Central. So it's unloaded conference for both teams. It really comes down to those four teams to win it. Both are 2-0 in conference, and now they're going to start playing each other. And now you're playing for conference championships. You are playing for playoff seeding. St. Joe's 20th out of 32 teams in the top 32 in Division III. So you want to get a home field advantage. All those things. It's a big game, and St. Joe's a very young team overall. The offensive line has no seniors. And when you have a young team in most sports, when you go down quick. And we saw that last week. But you can usually pick yourself up quicker. You like to have more seniors because it keeps the peaks and valleys a little less.
Plus there's experience and leadership factor as well.
Yeah, exactly. It comes with time. I thought the running backs, St. Joe's kind of gone to 2 or 3 of them. I think that has worked out well. You had 2 freshman tight ends last week that had phenomenal catches.
Yes.
Schmidt and
Krat.
I mean, just incredible catches at anyone.
Yeah.
Much less freshmen in playing Division II school. I mean, those Schmidt's catch would have made anybody's highlights film. I saw it in replay. Somebody said it. And then Kraft did a great job coming back to the ball. Most receivers just say, throw me the ball. They don't keep coming back to the quarterback.
Well, it's situational awareness. You know when to look. He's like, well, the quarterback's in trouble, or you're not getting the ball. You got to come back, and it's something that young players don't have a lot of experience at.
No, and that to me is the IQ of the sport. That's not something you can talk all you want, but in the game situation, 8 out of 10 guys in high school are not coming back.
It's just something It's something you really can't teach.
No, exactly.
You can't teach that. It's something that you're aware of. It's something that you have to just kind of develop on your own.
Like me when the pizza comes in. How that baby goes down, you can't teach that. It's just practice.
And, it's not just the sense of smell either. St. Joe.
It's sight and sound and sense. It's all three senses when I hear that.
Every game, every press box, it's like, where's the food? That's the first thing Brett does when he gets on a road game. And then,
but I sacrifice. I don't eat up to that point. At least an hour before.
Oh, you heard it from Brett. But during the game, it's he has his runner bringing him food every 5 seconds.
Most time.
St. Joe, Portage Central getting underway at 7 o'clock here at Dickinson Stadium in St. Joe.
It's like August.
I know, it's nice and warm. A perfect weather night for St. Joe football.
It should be another great crowd. 2 weeks ago, I was blown away at the St. Joe home crowd. It was the biggest since COVID.
Yeah.
Even before
Lakeshore games.
Yeah, exactly. It was great just to see. And I had a friend here. He's like, wow. He sent me a photo. And I mean, we can't really see up top here from head to head because it goes from goal line to goal line. But it was packed. So I hope with this weather tonight, St. Joe will come out. This will be a really great football game.
Pregame show with Bret Witkowski and Joel Cordes coming up at 6:35 on News on Sports 94.9 WSJM. You can hear the game online at WSJM.com as well. Dave Wolf, WSJM Sports.